Life can feel overwhelming when problems stack up and answers seem out of reach. In those moments, it's easy to try to fix everything ourselves, thinking, worrying, and planning. But God invites us to a better way. Let Him handle it. One of the problems we have as believers is we often overthink situations trying to determine possible solutions to whatever dilemma we find ourselves in. Many of you are losing sleep over battles that don't even belong to you. You're praying, but you're still worried. You're worshiping, but you're still trying to control everything. Let me tell you something. God doesn't need your help to be God, so stop overthinking and let God handle it. The enemy knows if he can trap you in your mind, he can keep you from your miracle. But today, you're going to learn how to take your hands off the wheel and let God drive. Let God handle it, because He's already made a way. And while you're still stuck trying to figure it out, He's already got it managed. You cannot have faith and walk in worry. It doesn't matter how many scriptures you can quote, you will still rehearse every worst-case scenario in your mind and think of 10 possible outcomes that haven't even happened yet. At that point, you're not working by faith, you're working by fear dressed up as logic. Overthinking disguises itself as preparation. It makes you feel like you're solving the problem and being responsible, but faith is not irresponsible. Faith is revolutionary. Faith says, I don't have to figure it out in order for it to work out. Faith says, I don't need the next step. Overthinking demands control. Overthinking causes you to obsess. Overthinking causes you to be exhausted because your mind won't stop running and your thoughts are on the treadmill moving fast, going nowhere. The saddest part is most of what you're worrying about hasn't even happened. You're suffering from what ifs, and you're fighting battles that you only create in your head. That's why your body breaks down and your sleep is disturbed, because you're trying to operate outside of how God intended. He said, cast your burdens on me and not analyze them, not stress about them, not break them down into spreadsheets and worst-case scenarios. You are to release them. Let them go, because you can't walk by faith and worry at the same time. You've got to make a choice. Am I going to let my thoughts lead, or am I going to trust God? Am I going to torture myself with every possible outcome, or am I going to believe God's word? Stop giving all your energy to what ifs and start giving your energy to even ifs. Say to yourself, even if it doesn't go as you plan, God is still God. Even if it takes longer than I hope, His timing is still perfect. You're thinking too much. When faith steps in, overthinking has to leave the room. So let God and let faith arise. You're stuck in mental loops trying to rearrange what God has already managed. He does not ask your opinion on the route He chooses. He says, I know the plans I have for you, so you have to recognize that you're not responsible for knowing and controlling everything. You're only responsible for trusting Him, walking in obedience even when the path is not clear. You're responsible for believing that the one who formed the stars also forms your future, and you don't need to micromanage Him along the way. Instead of resting, we wrestle with problems. We say we trust, but we worry about which way the wind is blowing. We say we believe, but then we complain when we don't know all the details of where we're going. Know that God moves in silence, and He sets the stage. While you're pacing the floor with limited perspective, He's orchestrating with an eternal plan. The plan doesn't make sense to you, but it's not supposed to. If you could predict every twist and turn, you wouldn't need faith. If you could first see every outcome, you would not need trust. God does not give you the whole story. He gives you just enough to take the next step. Think about this. When you walk through a doorway, you cannot see the whole room, but you trust that when you step into the room, the foundation will be solid. That's how God leads. One step, one moment, one act of obedience at a time. But overthinking wants the blueprint of the room, the floor plan, and confirmation before taking action. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith says, I believe, even though I can't see it. I believe that it's already done. And when God gives you peace in the situation, it won't always come from understanding. It will come from trusting. You may not understand why your breakthrough is taking so long, but trust that delay does not mean denial. You may not understand why certain people have to leave your life, but trust that their exit was part of your elevation. You may not understand why the door was closed, but trust that it wasn't your door. You have to trust that your steps are being ordered by God. He's not improvising, he's not reacting, he's not second-guessing trying to figure it out. He knows the beginning from the end, even at the start of the race. So every time you overthink, every time you second-guess, every time you panic, you're saying, God, I don't know if I can trust you with this. You don't need to carry the weight of knowing everything. You need to rest in the truth that He already knows, and He's already prepared the way, and the pressure is not on you. You can breathe again. You can release the grip, because the outcome is not your job, it's His. So stop stressing, stop overthinking, stop playing chess with God like you're trying to figure out His next move. Trust the process, trust the plan, trust the God who wrote it. He's ahead of you, and He's already waiting for you to catch up. You were never meant to carry it all, so let that truth settle in your spirit, that you don't need to solve, anticipate, and carry every problem and the weight of the world on your shoulders. That burden you're carrying, that stress that keeps tightening in its grip around your chest, that constant tension while you're trying to hold everything together, it's not your assignment. God never asked you to pick up the load. Real strength is not determined by how much you can carry, but how willing you are to lay it down before the one that can carry it all effortlessly. Control is an illusion that gives you a false sense of security while stealing your peace and crushing your joy. But know that God is not looking for your help. He's looking for your trust. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to always have the answer. You don't always have to have every detail, and you don't have to pretend that you're okay when deep down you're drowning in your silent fears. As long as you are determined to fix it all and know it all, you leave no space for Him to step in and show you what His power looks like. God did not call you to be the CEO or the manager of your future. He called you to believe, to trust, and to walk by faith, not by sight, not by logic or by perfect planning. When you let go, you let real peace show up. So you have to declare, God, I choose your will over my way. I choose your timing over my schedule. I choose your strength over mine. Then you'll make room for God to move and make room for miracles and peace that surpasses all understanding. So make the decision to let go, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Peace is not found in certainty, clarity, or control. Peace is found when you release and stop fighting the battles in your mind that God has already won in the spirit. If you've enjoyed this video, please comment, share with someone, and subscribe to our channel. We look forward to sharing more inspired content with you, so hit that like button and the notification bell so you never miss any of our future content. Thank you and be inspired.